Hi guys and welcome to World of Tanks Review. I'm Buddy1927. Today is January 1st, 2015, so I'd like to wish everyone out there a Happy New Year, and I hope 2015 will be very great for you, as I hope it is for me. So, today we are reviewing the KV-5 Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank in the Russian line. This is one of the rare premium tanks of World of Tanks. It's only available in the gift shop, and it's not always in the gift shop. It's only on selected events, like right now the holiday event. It's in the garage, and after the holiday event, it won't be in the garage until they decide to create another event where they want to sell the KV-5. And one thing I've noticed when it's on special in the garage, you start seeing a lot of these in the pug matches, but a couple weeks after I guess the new has wore off, you don't see them as much as in the pug matches. Now I've had this tank for over a couple years now, and I've enjoyed playing it. This is actually one of my first premium tanks that was going down the Russian heavy line, and because it is a Russian premium tank, it's good. If you are going down the Russian heavy line, it is actually a good tank to actually have. Now, there is another IS-6 premium heavy tank, and that's permanently. You can get that both on the in the game itself or in the gift shop. But you get two heavy tanks to select for, and I have both of them. So my next review, today's Thursday. My next review will be on Tuesday, and I'll do a review of the IS-6 for you. So you can actually compare the two Russian heavy premium tanks. There's actually a third one too, the Churchill 3. I'm sorry, I forgot about him. I don't have that tank, but I have the IS-6 and the KV-5. That's enough premium tanks in the Russian line for the heavy section. So let's show you how this tank actually comes. Now, when premium tanks first came out in World of Tanks, it was not designed to be the top tank in the top tier. It was actually designed to be one tier down from it. So this is a tier 8 tank, so it would actually be set up as a elite tier 7 tank, if that makes sense to you. And as you can see, you actually have a tier 7 gun, tier 7 turret, tier 7 radio. But you do get a tier 9 engine, guys. Congratulations. You're one tier above where you should be in the way of your power horse or your engine. But then you back down to tier 7 suspension. So, when premium tanks first came out in World of Tanks, they were not designed to be the top gun. They were there only for two things. First thing was you get extra credits to earn more credits. So that way you can help grind your credits up. The second thing that the premium tanks first came out for was to help grind your crew, especially in a tier 10 tank. You get a 50% bonus on top of all the other credits, on top of the crew experience that you get. So if you received 2,000 experience points for your crew actually got 3,000 experience points total. So that's the advantages of having a premium tank when they first came out. Now, some of the premium tanks that they have come out here lately are actually better than the tanks in that tier. So World of Tanks is kind of balancing them out. When I first got the low, it had a tier 7 gun. Now it has a tier 9. They have modified some of them, but they have not touched the KV-5. So that's how the tank is equipped. Let's take a look at the specs of this tank, and we'll go ahead and blow them up for you. We have 1,780 hit points, which is the most hit points available for a tier 8 heavy tank. So that's one advantage of this tank. It has a lot of hit points, and you're going to need them because there's a lot of weak spots on this tank. It has 1,200 horsepower. Top speed on this is 40 kilometers per hour. Now, that's what they say is. I average between 35 and 37 on flat surfaces. going downhill, I average between 40 and 42. So, yeah, I guess you could say top speed is 40 kilometers per hour. But I'm just letting you know, you won't get up to 40 kilometers per hour on a flat open space. At least I haven't been able to. Okay. Traverse speed on this thing sucks. It does not turn. 18 degrees per second. So that's not good. Now, the armor on this tank, both the hull armor and the turret armor are the same. You got 180 in the front, 150 in the side, and 140 in the rear. So you are pretty well armored. But again, there's some weak spots, and I'll go over that after we finish this up. We'll go over the gun a little bit later. The traverse speed on the turret is also slow at 21 degrees per second. So that's one of the disadvantages. My mouse is acting up here. Okay, there we go. So that's one of the disadvantages of this gun, of this tank. The next disadvantage of this tank is view range is only at 350 meters. Not that good. You have very, very poor view range. Only way you can actually increase the view range on this is by grinding your crews. And as you can see, with the current crew I currently have on here, which is my T150 crew, it's at 357. So it's increased by 7 meters. Yeah, it doesn't mean much, but it could actually help you out a little bit better. The better the crew, better the view range, and so on. And you could probably put some mods on here that will also help increase your view range, like coated optics, which will give you a 10%, or binocs, which will give you a 25%, which binocs will only work once you've been stationary for 3 seconds and you don't move. Once you move, they become deactivated. So it's up to you how you want to be able to do this. Now the signal range is about the same. 440 at 440 meters, and as you can see with my crew, 469 is my actual, so that's not too bad. Okay, now we've gone over the armor. We have 180, 150, and 140 overall, but there's a lot of weak spots. To start off with the front. Can you see the 3 weak spots on this tank? I can. First one, this big RD2 unit. The small RD2 unit. 9 times out of 10, if you get hit in one of those two, you will be penetrated. The cupola on top of the turret. 90%, 9 out of 10 times, if you get hit, you will get penetrated. Another weak spot on this tank is the tank itself. It is a massive tank. It has a large silhouette. Due to the large silhouette, it means it has a very low camo rating. So you only have a 350 view. If somebody has a 450 view and spots you, you don't know you've been spotted. So I do recommend you have 6th sense on your commander on this tank. So at least 3 seconds after you've been spotted, you know you've been spotted, you need to protect the tank. But this is a massive tank. It leaves a massive silhouette. Look at the turret itself. It is massive. So that's the downside. Even though you had that 150 on the side and 180 on the front and 140 in the rear, it's still a big target. You might as well, instead of the red star, let's put a big bullseye right here. Because if they're going to get side shots, they're going to either shoot you there or on there. And look at the, well, this is a, yeah, there we go. That's a good view right there. Guess what else? Look at the massive size of this tank looking down. What tank or what piece of artillery will look like this? Arty. So you are a big target for Arty. So you want to make sure this tank is Arty safe. Make sure Arty can't hit you, because once you're lit and already sees you lit, they're going to go after you because you're the biggest target on there. And it's a lot easier to kill you than some of these smaller tanks that keep on moving around. So make sure you're already safe in this tank. So those are the major weak spots. Another thing I recommend, if you're up against this tank and you got a good side shot, right here, right a couple inches off this third, wheel aligner, I'm going to call it. Go about a couple inches off of there, right here, and same thing on the other side. Right here is where you can get an ammo rack on this tank. And if you're driving this tank, those two areas you definitely want to keep protected, because if you get ammo racked, you can lose your head. You can see the turret actually flying up in the air and landing in front of you. So watch out for the sides. You got to make sure you're hauled down. You're protecting these two units and that there, facing forward. There's one advantage that you actually do have on this tank is this gun mantlet. It is actually big and strong. Sometimes if you're hauled down and you get these covered, they'll try to shoot your mantlet. It's rounded. I've got a lot of ricochet shots off of there. I've actually had a lot of people hit me and do no damage on it. Because as you can see, it's rounded this way, and it's also rounded this way. So it actually does help do ricochets and help absorb the shell that hits you so it doesn't do any damage overall, and help block some of that armor and protect some of that armor. So that's the good and the bad about this tank in armor wise. Now let's take a look at the gun. I'm going to blow this up for you so you can see that a lot better. This is the gun 107mm ZIS 6M. That's a lot. It's a 170 caliber gun. Rate of fire is 7 rounds per minute. Now my reload time with the crew I have currently on there is 7.23 seconds. So that's actually pretty good for a heavy tank. Now, remember, this is a tier 7 gun, not a tier 8 gun. This is a tier 7 gun stuck on a tier 8. Penetration is not as good as an average tier 8 heavy tank is. At 167, 219, and 54. It's good for tier 7. Average damage, here we go again. 300, 300, 360. So that average damage is actually good for a tier 7, not a tier 8. Accuracy on this gun is not the best. At .43 at 100 meters, not that good. You got some things that you could do to help improve your accuracy. The best way I found out over the years I've been playing this game is the better the crew, the better the tank actually performs, and the accuracy actually increases. So grind those crews up, and this is a good tank for it. Aiming time on this thing sucks. 2.9 seconds. Not good. There's some things again that you can do to improve it, like gun lane drive, grinding your crews, and I think some skills also help improve it. Okay, this gun is only available on the KV5. AP, APCR, and HE rounds are available for this gun. So this is the tank. It has its good sides and it has its bad sides. But buddy, why do you want me to buy this tank with all the weaknesses that are on it? Well, again, it's a premium tank, guys. It will help grind your crews. Give that extra 50% to your crews after each battle. Well, you win or lose, you get that 50%, and it actually grinds up pretty good. Now, I bought back my T150 and put my T150 crew on here, and that was about 2 weeks ago. And you can see I've already ground up to I'm 34% on my second perk, and I've been grinding that T150 crew up on this tank. I haven't really played that many games in my T150. I've been playing it on there to help grind this crew up, because in strongholds, T150 is actually one of the good tanks. It's a slower tank, but it's also a good tank for stronghold skirmishes. So I'm trying to grind up that crew, because right now I'm currently using my VK 3601 in those. So this way I have a couple options to actually go into strongholds. And this tank here actually helps me grind those tanks up. So overall, pros on this thing: it has a large hit pool. It's pretty fast for a heavy tank, and has good armor on it. Downside of this tank, or the cons of this tank: it has a lot of weak spots in the armor. The gun is a tier 7, so it doesn't do as well in penetrating the tanks as if it had a top tier 8 gun. Traverse speed sucks on this thing, both the turret and the hull traverse speed, the traverse speed of the tank itself. Poor aiming on this gun, poor reload time on this gun. So those are the disadvantages. Now, some of the things I put on this tank to help increase some of this stuff: first is the gun rammer. That decreases my loading time by 10%. Now, I do have the gun lane drive on here, and that increases my aiming time, or decreases my aiming time, by 10%. And the third one I actually put on here is the vents, which actually gives me a +5 to my crew, which translate into 5% more skills to that tank, to the crews, which means that they get a 5%, they can drive the tank 5% better than if I didn't have vents on it. Now, again, there's other options for you, and set up the tank the way you want to set it up. This is the way I have mine set up. I'm not saying you have to do it this way. You can put a toolbox on here instead of vents. You can put coated optics, binocs, and actually some people actually put a spall liner on here to help with the weaknesses of the armor. So that's another option that you can actually do. So that's the tank in general. If you want to have fun, this is a tank to have fun in. If you want to grind up, if you're going down the Russian line, this is a tank to help grind that heavy Russian crew line up. So overall, it's not a bad tank. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've had some great games in it, and I've had some horrible games in it. But overall, I've had fun, and that's the name. This is a game, guys. The goal of this game is to have fun, not worry about stats or anything like that, but to have fun. And in this tank, I had fun. So I do have this tank in action. So let's take a look at the clip. I will see you all on the other side. Hi guys, and welcome to World of Tanks Replays. I'm Buddy1927. Today I'm in the KB5 Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank in the Russian line. The map I'm on is Tundra. It's a standard battle, Tier 8 battle, and I'm actually ranked in the top tiers on this one here. Okay, now I'm actually going to do an overview more than the gun view overall. As soon as I figure out what the traffic is doing in front of me, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. So my initial plan is actually going down the B line to the 1-2 area, then come across and see if I can do some attacking there. Now I'm at full out. I'm going 20 kilometers per hour uphill. Even though they said the top speed on this tank is 40 kilometers per hour, I'm on a straight hill, on a straight level, I might get up to 35. Only time I've actually reached over 40 kilometers per hour is when I'm actually going downhill. Now, one of the other disadvantages to this tank, and I got a puppy following me, now he's going around me, But one of the disadvantages of having this tank is there's a lot of weak spots, and it creates a large silhouette. But as you can see, these two RD2 units are actually, I want to try to protect them as much as possible by using the terrain as much as possible to help hide this tank. Because if you take a look, anything on that side, I'm actually just below this ridge, so it's actually helping me protect my left side right now. And since I have a couple tanks over there and seeing if I can get any shots over there, I'm going to use this gravel here and also this building to protect both my RD2 units and my cupola. If this gets spotted, this he's hit me, and I got to try to use this debris to help get some of the traffic. See if I can hit him again. And taking out the National. My first kill gets spotted again.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
I bounced the FCM 50T. And he's still hitting me because I haven't really protected. Now I'm in a lot better position to actually do some damage. As you can see, he has hit the ground, and as you can plainly see, I'm protecting my RD2 units, and the camera's not cooperating. By the gravel, and also the top of my cupola by the building itself. And Artie's kind of hammering him, and he's backing off. Sorry, guys. Fighting a cold, and my mouth has been very dry here from the medicine I'm taking, so I apologize. We're moving forward here, and I'm going to see if I can cross the bridge and see if I can get some better shots from where I'm at right now. The score is 5-5. This is actually a pretty good battle. Now, I do have a question, and if you can answer the question, I would appreciate it. Just answer it on my YouTube page under comments underneath this video. Which is the best way to win? By killing all the tanks, or by capping out? Which is the best way to win? Leave your comments down below on my YouTube page, under the descriptions of this video. That way you can share it with all the other World Tanks players around the world. Because I've actually have been seen in 86 different countries so far. Of course, the majority of views are coming from the United States, but the second majority of views I get on my YouTube channel is actually coming from England, and my third is Canada. So, I missed the Artie. I threw dirt in his face. Now I'm actually on cap right now.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
I hit the J Tiger. This didn't do any damage to him. This U-85.
That one didn't go through.
You cannot hide.
We didn't even scratch
And I
them.
bounced him again. How about the RHM?
Penetration.
Finally penetrated. Now, one thing you gotta remember about this tank, it has a tier 7 gun. So it's a premium tank. It's not supposed to be the best tank in the game, or even in a tier 8 match. There's a lot of weak spots on this tank, but I enjoy playing this tank overall. Now I am capping out. The Tiger 1's coming up. He says he's going to get the reshot for me. Assassin 1000 is going to try to get the reset on the cap.
Enemy armor is hit.
Okay, I have Cromwell trying to take me out. I did hit him once, and he is one-shottable for me. But as you can see, he's circling death to me real bad. And he backs
Enemy
up
vehicle destroyed.
right into my gun to where I actually get a shot, and I take him out. This tank, that tank could run circles around me. I would never have got my gun until he did this one mistake, backed into it, to where I actually had a shot. I'm staying on cap to try to cap out. Scores 13-12, and I'm trying to do my best right now.
You cannot hide.
I got a VK 30.01D. Trying to see if he can reset the cap. I'm backing up. I'm gonna try to protect my little bubble tops. No damage. He hit my gun, Mantlet. Now he's hit the object in front of me. They've reset the cap again, the IS-6. I'm at 70% right now on capping this game for a win. I got a VK3001 trying to do something. Trying to reset, but he just can't. He just can't get an angle on me. He knows he's one-shottable. And he's afraid of this big tank. He don't know where to shoot me, thank God. But, okay. 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it. We've actually won the match. And yes, that was a victory overall. I did receive Tanker 3rd Class, which not the best. Who cares? I did receive Duelist for killing 2 tanks that did damage to me, and Hand of God. Also got Steel Wall and Invader. And if you can take a look, the experience, I received 4,113 for crew experience. Plus, I get a bonus of 50% for that premium tank. So I earned a lot of experience on that from that game for the crews, and that everything works out. I did fire a total of 18 shots with 10 direct hits for 55.56 hit ratio. Not the best. Not the best match I've had in this tank. It's not the best match I've had overall. Let's take a look at the team. Okay, we have the ISU 152, which is Container. He had the most damage of all, of 3,853. He did receive high caliber. Spartacus in the IS-6 did 2,650. Had 6 kills, so he got his top gun. Congratulations. I did 3rd overall in 1,650 and 2 kills. And you can see how the rest of the team did. We actually did pretty good. Only one player, the M44, got no damage on our side. And if you take a look at the other side, they had 2 tanks that had no damage. Overall, we did the most damage. Even though we did cap out, we still did a lot of damage. Let's take a look at how the tank actually did overall. Again, we fired a total of 18 shots with 10 direct hits and 6 penetration for 1,650. I received a total of 11 shots, 4 penetrations and 7 non-penetrations. So this armor, the armor on this is, and you can see block armor is 780. So the armor did itself. Maybe that's why I got Steel Wall. You think? Yeah, I think. I got credit for spotting 1 vehicle. Now I'm in a heavy, so I got spotting damage. Yay! I damaged 4 tanks, killed 2 of them. Assist damage of 753 and 100% in cap points. Now take a look. I've won some credits overall, 60 $289 after damage and repairs, ammunition and damages repairs. And this was a ×2, so overall I did do 2,742 plus 128 free, so that's 742 because I have my crew acceleration went into my crews, which helped boost my crews up. So that's not bad at all. The KB5 is actually a pretty good tank if played right. The higher the crew, the better the tank will actually perform. But there's a lot of side effects to playing this tank. Or actually, not side effects. You get the drift. There's a lot of weak spots on this tank that you gotta learn how to protect. Once you learn how to protect it, you will do pretty good with this tank. I've enjoyed playing it over the years. And I've actually improved my skills because of all, how would I put this? I have improved my skills because I learned how to hide my tank, the weak spots of my tank by playing this tank. So it's not bad. Now, again, I do have this question for you all, and leave your comments down below underneath in the comments section of this YouTube page. Which do you believe is actually better to win? Capping the cap, or killing all the tanks? Let me know what you think about it. And if you come up with it, leave your comments down below on my YouTube page, not on the forums, but click the YouTube section, go to my page, underneath there, give me your answer. Let me know what you all think. I am seen again I'm seen all over the world in these videos, so that way the people that play this game all over the world will see your answers. And if we come up and let's see what the majority of the people think. Is capping better than killing all the tanks? Let me know. If you like this video, please like us on YouTube. And if you haven't had a chance, if you got any comments about this video, you can also leave it down below on my comments channel underneath this video on YouTube. And if you haven't done yet, subscribe to my channel. That way you know when the latest videos I do come out. I'd like to thank you again for watching this, and do me a favor, be safe on the battlefield and save some of those tanks for me. You all have a good day.